Morning, Joe and the Pro. It's the Prez. Dave Cokin with us. Super excited. Last week, Dave, we gave out a deal on your Las Vegas bowl bet. It won.
Yeah, it should have won even easier than it did. They had a fumble at the goal line, which ended up a touchback. Little pre-deja vu for those who were watching the Monday Night Football game. But justice prevailed, and Fresno really dominated the second half and won the game by 11. So good start to the Bulls for me, and we're going to keep it rolling.
Absolutely. We're going to talk a couple of bowls today. We're going to talk a couple of NFL games. We're going to keep this show short because you're super busy and I've got 3 videos to tape today. Let's give out a promo for you, my friend. All your bowl games here until the end, $125. Just head over to WagerTalk.com and use the promo code DAVE125. That's Dave125. What are you now, like 66% in the season? 65?
Right in that neighborhood, and I like the lineup. I'm, still compiling games, but 3 bowl plays so far. Went 2-1 on those. Had a bad read in Middle Tennessee, but the other 2 worked out. And I've got. I just posted another game just prior to this conversation starting. I posted the Friday game, the Bahamas Bowl. So I've got 5 bowls pending, and there will be more. As we, there's no rush to get these up because you want to get as much information as possible, and so it's not like the regular season where you're kind of on a deadline where I got to beat the market, blah 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 blah. We'll take our time on these, but we're going to get a lot of good plays up there.
Awesome, brother, and I'm betting all your plays, so I'm a happy camper as well. Let's talk a couple of NFL games and a couple of bowl games. Let's go to some of the important NFL games. Philadelphia opened at plus 1.5. They're now -2 against Houston. Look, Philly needs everything to go right to make the playoffs. They have to have a Minnesota loss. Minnesota, though, they've got a feisty Detroit team this week, and then they're on the road to Chicago. It might be a meaningless game in Chicago, but who knows? It might not. I mean, they could be playing for home field advantage. So with that said, we're going to get Philly's best game this weekend. Is it going to be good enough?
We're going to get it anyway because it's pro football, and these guys, you rarely see teams lay down in the NFL. You just don't see it. It's not like basketball where they'll bench half the team and play a bunch of reserves. I mean, these guys go out and play hard. They're playing for jobs, and there's not a lot of guaranteed contracts in the NFL. So, these games are all meaningful. The Eagles, for whatever reason, they've got great chemistry when Foles is on the field. And it showed again this weekend. They played a heck of a football game. And Houston now, as they had that long winning streak, but now the Texans look like they might be going back a little bit the other way. They haven't been real good the last 2 weeks. So, it's tough to maintain that in the NFL. Here's how tough it is. As good as they've been all year long, the Chiefs, if the Chiefs lose this weekend, and that could happen, that's Sunday night at Seattle. If the Chiefs lose this weekend, they might end up as the number 5 seed in the AFC. That could happen.
It's unbelievable. San Diego and Kansas City, top 2 teams in the AFC, and one of them is going to be a 5th seed.
Yeah.
Listeners, watchers, friends, family, I have such a toothache, so please excuse me during this video. All I want to do is get this video over with and run and take some Advil or something. Just unbelievable.
If you got a toothache, you go to the dentist.
Detroit plus 5.5. I went to the dentist already. Hosting that Minnesota team. Minnesota has to win out to make the playoffs. I think they can, but I think that line might be slightly high. Detroit is going to do everything they can to play spoiler. What do you think about this game?
Well, I'm still. This is one where I'd wait because there is. I don't know that it's not likely, but it is possible the Lions could shut down Matt Stafford. He's playing hurt, and he's still their franchise quarterback for the next 2 or 3 years. I don't take any chances at this point. Now, I have a different mentality than NFL players and coaches have, obviously. I'm looking at this and going, if I'm Carolina, I'm not playing Cam Newton. If I'm Detroit, I'm not playing Matt Stafford. If I'm Green Bay, I'm not playing Aaron Rodgers. But in the NFL, it doesn't always work that way. So I would wait for the injury reports on that one. If you want to gamble, I would say, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that because I don't know if I don't know if Stafford's going to play. And I sure don't want to take a game where I don't know who's playing quarterback.
That makes total sense to me, brother. Last one, Pittsburgh, New Orleans. We do know that Ben is going to play. +6 on the road. They also need to win. They only need to win one. This is a tough spot for them. But New Orleans really has not been looking that great lately. And their offense sputtered all night last night. Where are you going in this game?
I've been playing the Saints every week, and the number finally has caught up here. This is the first time in it's got to be 2 months where my power ratings haven't indicated a slam dunk play on the Saints. I made the line 8 in the game. It's 6.5. That's too close for me. I'm looking for edges of 3 or more points. So I'm finally off the Saints bandwagon. The problem with the Steelers is they are very untrustworthy on the road. And, look, I had the Steelers on Sunday, and I'm real happy with the result. But if it's not for a holding penalty on a late New England drive, I think the Patriots get in the end zone, and I'm looking at a loss or a push in that game. I'm just not convinced about the Steelers. And going on the road New Orleans just doesn't lose football games. They just don't lose them. And I don't know that the Saints are going to necessarily be flat here. I think that number is pretty good to where it is.
He's Dave Cokin. I'm the Prez. You're watching Morning Joe and the Pro. You can see it every day at WagerTalk TV. Make sure to head over to WagerTalk and use Dave's promo code DAVE125. Get the rest of his bowl season for free. And basically the bowl season has just begun. Dave, we're not doing the Morning Joe next week. I'm away in Mexico. So we're going to jump straight to the 2 important bowl games. Right. I want to get your take, and so does everybody else. Nothing like having a semifinals with 2 double-digit favorites, bordering on ridiculous. Clemson -13, Alabama -14. The Alabama over and under is at 80.5. Massive number for a Crimson Tide team. You want to talk about either of these games?
I haven't made up my mind on either of these games yet, to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to be strong on either game. I can tell you that. I won't be betting against Alabama. I can guarantee you I will not be betting against Alabama. I'll either take the Tide or I won't. It's not a good matchup for Oklahoma. And my suspicion is I'll end up with something on Alabama in this football game. The other game, to me, looks like it's lined about where it should be. It's gone up, but I'm still not particularly interested in Notre Dame. I think Alabama and Clemson are pretty clear as the 2 best teams out there.
Okay, Dave, last game, and then we'll call it a day. Michigan against Florida, 7 versus 10, yet Michigan is favored by 7.5. I think they're better than Florida. I think Michigan's the play here, even with that number.
Yeah, let me check my number real quick on this game because I've got all the, there's so many games I don't want to get mixed up and say something I don't mean. Florida, Michigan, I've got, looks like I've got about 9.5 as my number in that game. So a little value on the Michigan side.
Yeah, well, you spoke a few weeks ago about how you need it to be more than 3 points different to release it as a play.
Yep. And then I've got to factor in other stuff as well. But as of now, it's going to be a lean for me on Michigan. If the line was 6, that'd be fine, but it's not. It's 7.5, and you just can't play them all. Look, where's Florida going to get their points from? I'm assuming the Michigan defense will show up It sure didn't in the Ohio State game. You would think that they've got a lot of pride on the line here, and you've got a mistake-prone quarterback on the Florida side. So that does play into some strengths for Michigan. This isn't Haskins on the field for Florida. Franks he's nowhere near that level. And I think this really could be a pride spot for Michigan after what happened in the Ohio State game. I don't like going against teams that are on a mission in these bowl games.
I agree 100%. Dave, let's call it a show, because if I don't swallow some Advil and Tylenol and codeine and hook up a drip, I'm going to pass out. I went to the dentist yesterday. I'm just hoping today is the remnants of yesterday's work, but this is blinding freaking pain, dude. I have no words. So
well, I can't give you any. Have a drink.
Yeah, I'll go start doing shots. Thanks for joining us. I know it was last minute. Listeners, Dave stepped in literally with like 10 minutes notice. So thank you, Dave. You're the best. Keep killing it in all sports. Your NFL has been ridiculous. Same with your college football. And we will see you in the new year. Happy holidays and Happy New Year, my friend.
Sounds good. Same to you.
Oh, wait. We're seeing you tomorrow for puck time.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So I'm rescinding my happy holidays till tomorrow.
Good. I'll put it in reserve.
Okay, thanks, buddy. You're the best.